It's Tuesday the 20th of January, and our readings for today are Nehemiah 10 and Acts 20. And here are some thoughts on Acts chapter 20. Acts 20 is a significant chapter in the life and ministry of the Apostle Paul. He'd spent well over 2 years in the city of Ephesus. And in Acts 20, it charts the final time that he meets with the elders, the leaders of the church in Ephesus. He makes plain to them he's never going to see them again. And he outlines what he has sought to do in discharging his responsibilities as he's overseen, pastored this church. And in so doing, he's actually making plain to the leaders, the elders of the church in Ephesus, what their responsibilities are to be as they take charge of the church and they lead it under Christ. And as you read these verses, what we find is a good blueprint for how elders, leaders of a local church, ought to conduct themselves, and how we ought to pray for elders of churches, how you should be praying for Doug, Adrian, Ben and myself here at Beckles Baptist Church. So let me read Acts chapter 20, starting at verse 26. Therefore I declare to you today that I am innocent of the blood of any of you, for I have not hesitated to proclaim to you the whole will of God. Keep watch over yourselves and all the flock of which the Holy Spirit has made you overseers. Be shepherds of the church of God, which he bought with his own blood. 3 things which would be helpful for you to pray for the leaders of the church. First up, note how Paul hasn't shied away from teaching the whole will of God. He's taught the bits that are comforting and encouraging. He's taught the bits that are pointed and challenging. And as you pray for the leaders of the church, you should pray that they wouldn't shy away from saying the tough things when they need to be said, praying also that they would say them in deep love and care for the people that they speak to. Second thing to pray for elders would be that they would be people who keep watch over their own souls, but also that they would keep watch over the souls of those whom God has entrusted to their care. That they'd do that in prayerful commitment and just praying for people, but also in their love, attention, practical care and instruction. So praying that elders would keep watch over their own souls, that they wouldn't shy away from saying all that God has got them to say. And thirdly, that they would remember that the church that they serve is not their own church, it is God's church, which was bought at an incalculable cost, the cost of Jesus laying down his life. And therefore the church is his church, and he ultimately is the one that we serve.